Sorry, guys, there's been a little bit of a confusion with the time. This is what happens when I'm in Scotland and Angela is, you're in New York, right?
I'm outside of Philadelphia, close to
Ah,
New York, about an hour from New York.
okay. I don't know why I thought of New York when I was saying, I told everyone that you were from New York. So
Close enough. I'm actually from Michigan originally.
Oh, awesome. So just while everyone's coming in, I know that, like I say, there's been a bit of confusion with time tonight. So again, we apologize, but it should get the notification that we are live. So I'm live into the groups and everywhere. So if you have a question for Angela, please just pop it into the questions here and we will get to it at the end. But what I'm going to be doing is speaking to Angela at the moment. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, but I'm bloody freezing, Angela, honestly.
Is it cold in Scotland?
It's like -5 at the moment, and I think we use a different metric system to use. So it's very cold, put it this way.
Yeah. Do you guys get snow?
Yes, yes. So it was snowing this week, but not heavy.
Oh, wow. We have not
Yeah.
gotten snow yet. We didn't get snow at all last year, to be honest. My kids were really disappointed because they couldn't go skiing.
Oh, no,
And they
no, I
didn't get
won't
any snow days from school.
no, I won't do anything in the cold. It is awful. I'm like a little no. I don't even know why I live in Scotland, to be honest, because
Yeah.
it's
I don't
so
like the cold either. I'm
no,
a beach
you look like you're
person.
warm. Yes, I'm with you on that because I've seen a couple of your pictures from your holiday. It looked amazing.
It was amazing. I was in Grand Cayman Island, which I've
Oh,
never been before, and I was so impressed. Like the food,
yeah.
it's called the culinary capital of the Caribbean, and
Wow.
everywhere we went, just amazing food, and the people were so nice, and it's beautiful there.
Good. And we all know we need stress relief and nutrition for your polycystic ovaries, right?
Yes, it was a good stress reliever and a good way to get some extra vitamin D in.
Yes, we all need that. So why don't we, just because everyone who's watching will know me, so everyone, I'll let Angela explain who she is as well, and then we're just going to dive into. It is going to be a shorter podcast tonight, guys, about probably half an hour with 10 minutes at the end for questions, but you'll still get a lot of info in this one. So Angela, tell me a bit about you and what you do.
Yeah, I'm Angela Grassi. I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist, and I am the founder of the PCOS Nutrition Centre. So I provide nutrition counseling to clients with PCOS. I am an author. I am the author of the PCOS workbook.
Yes.
And I also have a couple of courses for dietitians and for people with PCOS.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a whole supplement line too at the PCOS Nutrition Center. So a bunch of different areas. I've been specializing in this field for about 20 years.
Wow.
Right after I was diagnosed, I decided to specialize in this because there wasn't a lot of resources back then. And this is before, the era of social media and things weren't as available to us as it is now. So it's definitely changed.
Amazing. So just a quick question from what you said there, just because it's just come to me and I always find it interesting. How do you think things have changed in the last 20 years?
That's a great question. I think there's definitely more awareness.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a lot more available as far as like supplements as an alternative to just birth control pills.
Yes.
And certainly the GLP medications, like that's another option for patients with PCOS other than just metformin.
Yes.
And I think as far as the PCOS researchers, like the diagnostic criteria has been updated a little bit. So it's still slow though. There's so much more that needs to happen. PCOS is so underfunded. Like researchers aren't getting the money to do studies, unfortunately. So it's a problem for all of us that suffer from this so fun condition, right?
One of the things I noticed, it's still the same when I was diagnosed about 20 years ago as well. Things were still the same back then as well. Like birth control, metformin, just lose weight, come back when you want to get pregnant. From the medical viewpoint, things haven't changed at all. it is maybe more people like you and myself in the field who are now educating women on how to beat their polycystic ovaries. And I think it needs more people like this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. That's something that's different. There's a lot more people. Back then, there was just, a small amount of people doing this. And now because of social media,
That could
there's
be a good
tons
or a
of
bad thing, though,
right.
because the misinformation about PCOS and what you need to do is
Yeah.
actually really bad. And I have to fight against this every
All the
day.
time.
Yes.
All the time. It's a big problem.
Yes. So can I just ask, so how do you view people with polycystic ovaries? How do you help them? What's your standpoint? Because obviously what you said before is it's good to hear from other experts in the field for
Yeah.
collaboration.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So my background before I got into helping people with PCOS,
Mhm.
I worked as a dietitian at an eating disorder treatment facility. So
Okay.
I would treat people with anorexia and bulimia and binge eating disorder, all that stuff. And there is a huge connection with PCOS and eating disorders,
Yes.
as you
Yeah.
probably know.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So a lot of my focus, because of my background, I take more of a non-diet personalized approach. So
Yep.
it means I focus more on lifestyle behaviors, like helping them with their nutrition,
Yes.
targeting the supplements to the ones that they need,
Mhm.
that are going to benefit them, working on their sleep, because we
Yeah.
see a big connection with PCOS and sleep problems and
Yes.
obstructive sleep apnea.
Yes.
And certainly, exercise and all of this
Mhm.
together really helps to support health in people with PCOS. So
It
I don't
does.
focus so much on like the weight. I know a lot of people are, weight loss people, but I focus more on those just behavior changes and how
Yes.
to improve your PCOS, because you can improve it.
You absolutely can. I mean, as well, I don't know if you know, Angela, I lost 7
No, tell
stone.
me.
No, I lost 7 stone and I've been symptom free. So in pounds, that was about 110 pounds and symptom free for 7 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, so really I was a whole different person 7 years ago. I had it all. I had the acne, the weight gain, everything, the irregular
Yeah.
periods. So
It can
yeah.
get better.
Mm-hmm. It is. And I understand about the eating disorder side of things because doctors just tell you to maybe go keto, to eat 900 calories a day, to maybe even just eat or drink liquids and not eat real foods. And then when they come to people like us, we were like, oh God, no.
Yeah,
No.
it's just not sustainable, right?
Yeah.
And people yo-yo with their weight and they yo-yo with their
Mhm.
behaviors, and then it affects their mental health too, right? Their self-esteem and how
Mhm.
they feel about themselves and their self-care.
Yeah, definitely. So what's the one thing that you're finding at the moment that's helping polycystic ovaries? What are you focusing on? Because for myself and my ladies and the people that I'm helping, it's actually through science and the research. It's actually really frustrating because the research is there to show how to help polycystic ovaries. It just doesn't get disseminated down to the doctors.
Right.
So yeah.
Well, yeah, I think that is the biggest challenge, is having a doctor that knows how to treat
Yeah.
PCOS and having access to that
Yes.
provider.
Yes.
And there's so many problems, because if somebody's in an area where there's not a lot of doctors, they're really
Mhm.
limited to the care they can
Mhm.
get. Or maybe their insurance will only, like in the States, their
Yeah.
insurance will only pay for certain providers.
Okay. Okay.
um and so, I think it's fine to trust your gut, and if you need to break up with your doctor, I think that's okay, because they are there to
Okay.
help you, and if they're not helping you,
Yes.
you need to get the right doctor. And there are some fantastic doctors out there. Once you find the
Yes.
good ones,
Mhm.
it makes a whole difference in your treatment.
It's a bit like finding unicorn poop, though, sadly. It's like
It
finding
really is.
it's like that good doctor, you just cannot find them. But sadly, I still think their hands are tied because
Yeah.
their toolbox, really, they'll open it up and they'll think, what have we got to give her? Because we cannot cure polycystic ovaries. So they're like, okay, metformin, okay, we'll give them the birth control pill, or even maybe Ozempic now, which I'm not completely against. I'm only against it when it's unregulated and unprescribed, not prescribed properly.
Right.
But so many women are just being given these medications and told to go away. And in fact, I've actually got a question here from, sorry, I can't see who's asked it, guys, because it just comes up as Facebook user for me. But we've been asking a question for you, Angela. What is your view on metformin? And saying thank you for joining us.
Oh, sure. That's a great question. So metformin, there's pros and cons. The pros are that they can help a lot of people bring down their diabetes risk. So their hemoglobin A1C, it can help lower your glucose and insulin. It can also actually help with improving cholesterol, and metformin can even help with lowering testosterone a little bit. A lot of people, it does help regulate their periods. Metformin can do that. The cons is that a lot of people can experience GI side effects like diarrhea. That's a big one. Another one is that metformin can affect the absorption of vitamin B12.
Yes, it does.
And that's a really important vitamin that you don't want to be deficient in. So I would say if you do take metformin, have your levels of vitamin B12 checked. And I like to see levels over 600. So it's usually you need to supplement with vitamin B12 if you're on metformin.
Okay, I mean, it's not an opposing view to you. And this is why it is important that we get people in the field talking together, because it gets people's viewpoints. It's not that I'm totally against it either. It's just that I love my science, and the more research that I do on it, the worse that it's actually looking, because it does look like it raises your homocysteine. And like you say, it depletes your B12. And both of these are actually great miscarriage risks for women in polycystic ovaries. So yes, it might help you ovulate, but then it would possibly cause miscarriage when you got pregnant. It is a major risk for that. So the more digging I do into metformin, the more me no likey about it. But it's not about causing, the fear, because there is a lot of women on it as well. But I do think it's an outdated medication. We do have another question here for you about clomiphene, so Clomid, letrozole, and metformin. Hopefully you're still here. Angela, is Angela still here? Oh dear, maybe then what's going on? I think she's gone. Oh dear. This is what happens on live, guys. Help. No, I'm only joking. Angela, are you still here? We might need to cut this podcast a little bit short then, guys, if Angela's having problems with her camera. I think I can see it going back and forward. Oh, wait.
There we are.
I was just saying the problems of live. I didn't come out in song. I thought,
sorry about that.
I'm talking about metformin, and she's like, no, I'm going.
Yeah. I'm still here. I came back.
No, it is all good. It's all good. So, so we're just going to get back. So we're here to really talk about you, though, Angela, as well, and how we can help the other women as well. So what's your unique approach, how you help them? So how people come to me is because I can help them have periods. It's my science, and I can help them get pregnant. So that's what attracts people to me. What attracts people to you for the help? What's your unique standpoint?
Yeah, I mean, as a registered dietitian, I went to school for over 4 years of college to become a dietitian. So research and science, I do research myself. I publish research on PCOS. So you might be looking at some of my studies coming out soon.
Wow.
But I just have a friendly passion to treating people with PCOS. I have it myself. I've been successful in managing it and the conditions and having children. So people will come to me for help getting pregnant. People will come to me for help improving their relationship with food and their body, or decreasing their risk for diabetes or chronic diseases. So that's what's unique about my approach at the PCOS Nutrition Center, is that I can work with a whole variety of different people that need help.
Oh, it sounds amazing. You've got me really interested now. Tell me about one of your science papers, and I definitely want to have a look at it. Or what was your research?
Yeah, there's a couple that are published right now that kind of looked at eating behaviors among
Mhm.
women with PCOS. And it
Okay.
was actually a study done with people in the UK and Australia. They
Okay.
helped publish it. But we looked at women in the US and their eating behaviors and where they're getting their information. And most
Okay.
people are, following some kind of fad,
Hmm.
not reliable, evidence based
Yes.
information, diet, or what have you, and that the majority of people get their information from the internet.
Yes, I mean, Google is a wonderful thing, but sometimes it is not. It can actually set you off. But I actually believe that, I don't know, like Slimming World, Weight Watchers, all of these perpetually keep people stuck. This
Right.
is what they want. And I believe that feeds into the eating disorders even more, especially with
Totally.
PCOS. Do you
Yes,
find that
totally.
that happens in the US as well?
All the time. It's the whole diet culture, and yeah, absolutely.
Cool. So I was just saying, also, I'm just going to be asking you, so what symptoms do you see women presenting to you with the most? Because I know polycystic ovaries is a big umbrella term that can encompass lots and lots of things. So what
Yeah.
is it that you see in your practice the most that you're looking to help?
So I see a variety of conditions, but I think the most common one is people are struggling with their weights, or they've
Yeah.
experienced weight gain and they feel bad about their body, and their
Yeah.
doctors are just telling them lose weight, and society is telling them that they're not okay. So
Yes.
um the relationship with their bodies is a big one, and then coming to me for help trying to get pregnant because they haven't been successful with that either.
Yes. And have you helped lots of women, Angela?
Yes, and it's so rewarding, when they send me
It
that
is.
text message that, "Oh my
Yeah.
gosh," or they show me their
Yes.
positive, sticks, and they've
It,
taken so many, and it's fun because I'm one of the first people that find out other than their partner because they
I
don't wanna
know,
tell
right?
anybody yet, but I'm so involved with that
Yeah.
I get to be one of the first people they get to tell, so they're so excited.
I know it is so rewarding. I've only been doing like PCOS really niche down since March, and I've helped now make 78 babies since March. So that is
Oh.
a lot of little Nickies running about is what
That
I
is
see.
a ton. Did anyone name their child after you, Nikki?
No, not yet, not yet. But do we send some of the women out little baby grows though? Like Coach Nikki helped make me.
Oh, I love that. I should kind of
Yeah.
keep a
Well,
tally too. That would be fun. Or a folder where I put all their pictures and
yes, yes. So it's really, I don't know if you can see in the background there, but I've got a little map up there, guys.
ah,
Look, so I've got a map up there with little dots in about women all over the world that I help. So I
I
like to put
love
in,
that. Isn't that so fulfilling?
yeah, because polycystic ovaries doesn't discriminate. So either do
Yeah.
I about where we help from. So it's
Yeah.
really, really good, and it's so rewarding. And it's not as well. I want to say it's not that a man can't help, like a male doctor or even a man who's really passionate about
Yeah.
helping polycystic ovaries, but like yourself, having polycystic ovaries and knowing deep down what it feels like to have it, we can connect to these women on a deeper level. We can get into their mind and we know exactly what they're thinking.
Absolutely. How did you get into this? Like, did you have any background training, or is it from experience and your own research?
From both. I am not as educated as you. I haven't been like to university for the degree, but I have got polycystic ovaries and I got really passionate about it. So then I got qualified as a personal trainer and then like an online coach and in college nutrition. So it's not a dietitian, but it is college nutrition.
You have
So
that
then
background.
I
Yeah.
had a background. So then because I knew what worked on myself, I niched down to help women, and then I sort of transferred that over to helping the many. So but I've studied PCOS for 7 years. So I've studied it longer than most doctors do for a PhD. Yeah. So my days are basically spent learning about polycystic ovaries.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fascinating, isn't it? And
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
especially, having it just makes it more important to read
Yes.
this research and
Yeah.
interpret it. And I
Yes.
find that with my clients with PCOS that they're so knowledgeable.
Yes.
about PCOS. And yeah, it's really, really great.
A lot of them are, but still, sadly, sometimes if they pick up a little bit of wrong information online, it can stick. And it is just, I really hope you're not for this. Now, I apologize for you, but the no gluten, no dairy thing, I don't agree with that at all.
I'm with you. I'm with you, Nikki.
Thank God for that. Or you
So back in the day when it was like just me and a handful of dietitians, or there were some people out there really with a high, big following promoting the gluten-free, dairy-free. And there's, some dietitians, unfortunately, that promote this too.
Yeah.
With a big following. And there is no evidence that gluten-free, first of all, is beneficial for PCOS. And people should know there are guidelines out for PCOS. They're published guidelines. I was able to review them and give feedback on them. And they are done by the top researchers in the world of PCOS. These are people that do research and they conduct research. And a lot of them are members of the Androgen Excess and PCOS Society, which there is an organization for that. I don't know if you knew about that, but you can join it.
No,
you should join it, Nikki. Yeah.
I'll need to have a look at that, or you can sort of maybe refer me. Is it like a sort of secret society?
No, anyone can join it. It's a lot of researchers. I don't know how many health coaches there are. There's just a few dietitians, but they get together like a couple times a year, and they vary the location. It could be Europe, it could be Australia, it could be US, and they get together for a meeting, and they have they send out research that they've done. So these folks all got together and they reviewed all the research on PCOS over the past 5 years.
Wow.
And they put together guidelines based on the strength of the evidence. And there is nowhere in the guidelines that say to eat gluten-free.
Yeah. No, it's only, let's say, if you have an intolerance to zonulin, and not a lot of people actually do. Or, of course, if you've got Crohn's disease or something, or celiac like that, yeah, of course, you have to stay away from it, but not as a matter of course. It's you can't stay away from something for the rest of your life. And I believe through research, by staying away from it, you actually make your body more intolerant to it. And this is the fact for keto as well. You go more insulin resistant when you go keto.
Oh, yeah. And it's not good for your cholesterol either. And, your gut health, you don't have any fiber.
No, it's not good for anything. But everyone knows how I feel about keto. It's like a dirty word in my mind. It's really, really. So I'm really glad that you stand with me on that one. I know it's got to be a quick episode tonight, guys. What we'll do, we'll leave 10 minutes at the end for questions. So I'm going to ask Angela, and I'll speak to her for another 5-10 minutes. But if you have any questions, please drop them in the chat box, and I will ask Angela in a second. So you did say that you dealt with supplements as well. So what do you find? I know what I like to deal with, and I don't know how you think about my hypothesis, and it does work, is that it's the deficiency in amino acids for mainly for women with polycystic ovaries. And this is why, and I know that you might have heard about the magic drink, and it was a joke because it sounds like it's a snake oil sort of con, but it's not. It's just a blend of amino acids, and this is what's working to help a lot of women have their periods and get pregnant. So what do you find with supplements? What's your sort of hypothesis with this one?
Yeah, I have seen some of that research about the deficiency in amino acids and PCOS, and how women with PCOS have less, amino acid content in their bodies. And I would love to see more research, to support that. And I'm hoping more will come out about that. So far, when we look at supplements for PCOS, the one that has researched the most, that we have the most studies for, is inositol.
Yes.
Specifically myo-inositol, and they're even finding that the ideal ratio is a 40-to-1 ratio of myo to D-chiro. So this inositol acts as a signaling messenger to help with your insulin regulation and your glucose regulation. And I find it so helpful for the majority of patients with PCOS because it can help regulate your periods. It can also help with reducing those carbohydrate cravings, because then your insulin, which causes these cravings, is better regulated. So you don't struggle with them as much. So I really like inositol. It's also been shown to help improve ovulation and egg quality, which is part of the issue in PCOS, is that there's tons of follicles there. It's just they're immature and poor quality. So a big focus of our work is to help you improve the egg quality, and inositol is a big one. So that has, I think, the most research. I mean, I always personalize supplements based on what people need. And when I work with people, I do a full detailed nutrition assessment where we go through other labs and we go through their eating habits and their history, because history tells a lot. Then I'm able to determine what supplements people need. Yeah.
Good. But I've also found that in inositol, a lot of women have a deficiency in inositol, and this in itself can cause hair loss. And a lot of like really bad fatigue, and a lot of the actual polycystic ovary symptoms can be caused by an inositol deficiency. But what also I found was a lot of the doctors don't even know what inositol is.
Exactly. It's so frustrating, but patients are taking, another study that I'm doing right now is looking at supplement use in patients with PCOS and how common it is and what supplements people are taking. And doctors don't know about it, but you know what? They do mention inositol in the new set of PCOS guidelines that are published.
Good. So it's because we see all these other viral supplements, and this is what really gets to me as well, that a lot of women are sucked in by the viral supplements, not knowing that it can actually possibly make their symptoms worse.
Right.
So just a quick one, just because I'm interested. What's your standpoint on maca root?
Yeah, so maca is one that can affect other hormones.
Yes. So you're with me.
And you can look, people can look at the PCOS Nutrition Center. I don't have any of those special proprietary blends where you can't tell how much is in anything, or different concoctions of a bunch of stuff. I have just a few supplements that have the most evidence, like vitamin D and N-acetylcysteine. Berberine could be a helpful one. Fish oil, omega-3s are really good, but I don't have any of those crazy ones that can affect your hormones or anything like that.
It's just sadly, I know I used to be there myself. I used to have like the big drawer full of about 20, 30 supplements, and it didn't
so expensive.
Yes, really expensive. But people are just looking for that silver bullet, that one thing to help them. Right here, this is like what we are doing, like both together, like what you're doing there and what I'm doing. It sounds very, very similar, and it works.
Targeted supplements. I even put together, if someone goes to the PCOS Nutrition Center, they can take a supplement quiz. Where it asks, I ask a bunch of questions about their lifestyle and their conditions and their symptoms, and it gives like some recommendations based on what they might need.
Oh, that sounds awesome. Because I'll have to, I was looking at your polycystic ovary and nutrition course, because I always like having lots of qualifications under my belt. So I was having a quick look at that. But I know we've only got a few more minutes to chat to you because you do have an appointment. So just lastly, why don't you tell everyone, just where they can find you, what you're all about, and what your website can help them with as well. And again, remember, guys, if you have got questions for Angela, drop them in the comments. There's no questions here on the TikTok because we are doing a different kind of live tonight. So ask in the comments if you have any questions for her. And again, sorry about the time disruption. I think it was just because I'm in Scotland, Angela is away over in America. We were both getting a little bit confused. It's like, right.
We made it work. It's okay.
We've made it work. This is what we'll do. So
it still amazes me. You're over across the pond in Scotland, and it's just.
I know.
Here we are talking.
A click of a button, and we're here helping you guys as well. So it's amazing.
It is amazing.
So tell us not quickly, because you ought to do it quickly. That was just me. Tell us in a rundown of all about you and how people can find you and what your website can help them with.
Yeah, so people can go to the PCOS Nutrition Center. It's PCOSnutrition.com, really
Mhm.
easy to remember.
Yep.
And we have a whole blog of free recipes they can download. There's tons of articles about PCOS, all evidence based. You'll
Mm-hmm.
see all the references and the studies. And,
Good.
I talk a lot about supplements so that, I'm all about education. So you can know about what they do, who would need
Mhm.
them. And you'll also, though I do have supplements there. We don't ship outside of the US or Canada, but there is a third party app that people can order through there. So I can help them out with that.
Oh,
But there's a lot of information there. Yeah.
there is. And I was saying to Angela just quickly before we came on, guys, it was funny because before I got qualified and way back when I had polycystic ovaries and I was searching for information to help me, I used to visit Angela's website just, to read the blogs, try and get little bits of information to help me. And I'm talking maybe 10 years ago or so. So yeah, it just shows you how things can come round in full circle. And now I'm talking to Angela on, on the podcast to help you all here.
That's
But
great.
it's really, really amazing. So I don't think we have any questions, so Angela, but if there's anything else you want to talk about for the next couple of minutes, that is perfect.
Sure. Well, what else do you think would be interesting to your listeners? What else, what are they coming to you for? Help with fertility or
It's mainly weight loss. This is what we find. So when women typically come to us for help, this is what everyone wants help with, right? It's weight loss. But when they actually get into like the program and get the help, they're starting to feel good. They're starting to realize it's not just the weight loss, it's about how they're looking, how confident they are, helping their periods, helping them possibly get pregnant. It's not just about the weight loss. So I really help women with that and help them realize that there is more to life than weight loss. Yeah, because it's typically the yo-yo diet cycle that they've been on before, and this is what I help them get out of as well.
yeah.
We want to, yeah, we help, you probably do this too. We educate them to do this for life. So we're quite happy for people to come into the program for 6 months and then say, I don't need you anymore. Because it was like, that's fine. We've done our job and they can go off and they've learned everything that they need to do. So yeah, that's what I do.
Yep.
Mm.
Yep. Sustainable and education so that they can take the power into their own hands and make changes. And
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. So no, it's really, we have got a couple of questions in here now. So what's so Crystal, she must have registered, is saying, as nutritionists in the field, what do you guys think is the best way to unite or collaborate with other PCOS nutritionists that everyone is on the same page? So this in itself, I'll let Angela answer this in a second, but this in itself is a great idea. But the problem being that everyone has their own biases, everyone has their own opinion, their own ways that they deem, or even food, the relationship they have with food. So I don't think it's ever going to happen, unfortunately. So not everyone being on the same page. I don't know what you think about that, Angela.
Yeah. I wish that,
Mhm.
all dietitians would follow the PCOS guidelines
Yes.
that have been published and
Yes.
put out reliable and objective information.
Yes.
But people, some dietitians or nutritionists have marketing experience and
Mhm.
they want to get you to believe certain things that aren't true. But
Yeah.
they kind of prey on people with PCOS, knowing that they're desperate and
Yep.
need help and information, and quick fixes, unfortunately, are not the answer.
Yeah, exactly. I completely agree with you. Just because someone's got a large following as well, say on TikTok or Instagram, it doesn't mean that they have your best interest at heart. Sadly,
Right.
some of the time, and I know you sell supplements, Angela, it's not meaning for you, but a lot of maybe say the creators on TikTok will just say, this helps you lose 30 pounds and, putting a supplement in your face, knowing that you're going to buy it because it's enticing, because you think it's going to work. But
Right.
yeah. So, I mean, I know you don't do that because I
I
work.
don't do that.
No,
Yeah.
or I wouldn't be speaking to you if
Good.
I
Ethics, right?
don't,
And
I do not jive with people that do that. This is
yeah.
why I'll stand up for the misinformation
Yep.
all the
I
time.
guess that's what we can do as nutritionists is stand up to the misinformation.
Yeah, I do try to do that. Sometimes I do get a lot of pushback. The biggest hate that I got online was for the maca root one, but I still stand firm that
Oh, I agree with you. Yeah.
stay away from the maca root. So, Crystal, thanks for that question, but we would love to do that, but I don't think it's ever going to happen, sadly. And you've got another one here. Someone's asking for your favorite meal, Angela, because they're looking for dinner ideas.
Oh, you know what's a simple, quick, easy meal is just a simple stir fry.
Yes,
So,
definitely.
have some brown rice on hand
Yep.
and your favorite protein. It could be tofu, it could be shrimp, it could be chicken,
Mhm.
and your favorite vegetables, and you got a meal. And
Yes.
it's quick.
This is the thing. This is what you all want to do as well. Just a lot of these programs or online things you'll see to lose weight, it's so complicated. It's about maybe so many components in the meal plan, and it's like it's overwhelming, and this is why you'll fail. Make it simple, like
Yep.
Angela says there. It doesn't need to be hard. You want your protein, you want your good vegetables there as well, a little bit of a carb source. Prioritize your protein, and as long as it's got fiber, Bob's your uncle. There we go. That's all you need to do. Make
Yeah.
it easy on yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spice it up, add some spices or some,
Yeah.
teriyaki, some kind of a marinade. And yeah, you got a meal.
Yeah. Like I say, there's so many things that you can do. And that's why, like I say, we're both definitely on the same page. So if you go to either my page or even on TikTok or Angela's page, because Angela is on TikTok too, but probably I think you post more on Instagram, don't you?
A little bit
Yeah.
of both. Yeah, I just got on to TikTok,
Yeah.
so it's still new for me. So I'm
Yeah.
welcome any followers.
Yeah, of course. So Angela is one of the good ones, guys, because like I say, I wouldn't have anyone on here that I didn't believe had your best interests at heart. So pop over to her content and see what she's got to offer. Someone else has also asked about metformin, but we've answered that already, guys. So if you do watch this back, just fast forward to the bit about metformin where we discussed metformin. And this last one then, guys, we'll do this one because I know Angela's got to hop off for an appointment. So how important, I'll let you answer this one, but I know this one, I talk it a lot. How important is fiber for polycystic ovaries?
Oh, it's so important, and that's why the keto diet is
Yes.
no good.
Yes.
Fiber is great for your gut health.
Mm.
And it's great for helping to fill you up. It's
Yep.
great for regulating your bowel movements. I mean, there's so many benefits. And fiber foods are fruits, vegetables. These are the foods and beans that have antioxidants in them. So
Mhm.
they can really help support your health and
Yep.
improve a lot of your symptoms with PCOS.
Yeah. And of course, remember, guys, it helps lower down your estrogen dominance. It's one of the ways that it takes estrogen effectively out of your body as a toxin. And it helps the pathways as well. So if your estrogen is metabolizing through one of the wrong pathways, fiber helps it go through one of the right pathways. And it also helps.
Fiber's your friend.
It is your friend, but you have to start slow. If you haven't had any fiber in your diet, please, sometimes just going right up to 30 grams can give you a little bit of tummy upset. So you can go up slowly, about 10 grams at a time. But it also helps you produce bile. I was learning this a while ago. So if we have problems with gallbladders with PCOS, I've had mine removed many years ago, and it actually helps with bile production. So
Yeah.
we need fiber is like one of the magic foods like protein that we need. Absolutely need it for especially your estrogen dominance. So important.
Yeah.
Yeah. And someone else is saying fiber is your friend. I can't
Yes.
see who's commenting, but
We love fiber.
I'll have a look after and see. So, perfect. So, Angela, if you got any closing remarks, because I can see a good little thing we've got here, we can maybe collaborate again in the.
Yeah, we'll have to do this again, but I welcome anyone to visit the PCOS Nutrition Center at PCOSnutrition.com. I have tons of free information there, and yeah, I'm here to help, just like you.
head on over there, guys, because I say Angela is here to help. Really good information, and I trust her that much. Like I said, I was actually reading her information many moons ago, and I was learning from it. So maybe some of my knowledge has come from Angela. So it's really exciting. So perfect, guys. So we'll probably say goodbye to Angela then and say thank you so much for coming on to speak to all of my ladies on here. I'm sure they'll appreciate it. And yeah, I'll definitely pop some clips up onto the good old TikTok for you guys too. You know what I'm going to do? I'll have to stop my TikTok because I'm actually live on TikTok as well at the same time. got to be live everywhere. Got to be live everywhere. So perfect. So hopefully you're going to enjoy the rest of your day, Angela.
Oh, it's great to talk with you, and let's do it again soon. Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're very welcome. So what I'll do is I'll just say goodbye to everyone so Angela can stay on for a couple of minutes and I'll end the stream here. So guys, and thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate it. And remember, I'm back next week talking to a doctor next week about how to get your help. So I'll remind you about that then. So bye everyone, and thank you, Angela.